Today, we're diving into the science of how to live a longer, healthier life. And this isn't based on fads or trends. It's built on the incredible work of not one, not two, but three separate Nobel Prize winners.
So let me ask you a question, and I want you to really think about it. Right now, this very second, are your cells aging faster than they should be? I know it sounds like science fiction, but a clock is literally ticking inside every one of your cells.
And this isn't just some vague idea. Scientists can actually measure it. They can look under a microscope and see the tiny protective caps on your DNA getting shorter and shorter. It's a real physical process.
But here's where the story gets incredible. That very same science didn't just find the problem, it found the solution. And it's not some complicated, expensive drug. It's about slowing that clock down using simple foods you can find at any grocery store.
So here's our game plan for this explainer. We'll start with that cellular clock. Then we'll break down the three pillars of longevity science: protecting your DNA, cleaning up your cells, and fueling your internal factories. And finally, we'll wrap it all up in a simple plan you can start using today.
Before we get to the how, we really need to understand the what. This idea of a cellular aging clock is everything. The whole foundation of what we're talking about comes from the work of three amazing scientists who figured out how our own bodies repair themselves. Let's dive into the first piece of that puzzle.
Okay, pillar number 1. This all starts with Dr. Elizabeth Blackburn. She won the Nobel Prize back in 2009 for discovering the exact biological clock that's ticking away inside of us.
She discovered these little things called telomeres. Now, the absolute best way to think about them is to picture the little plastic tips at the end of your shoelaces. You know how they stop the lace from fraying and falling apart? Well, telomeres do the exact same job for your DNA. The catch is, every single time a cell divides, they get a tiny bit shorter. And when they get too short, that cell just stops working correctly.
But here's where it gets absolutely mind-blowing. This is not a one-way street. Check out these results from a major 5-year study. The control group, just living their normal lives, saw their telomeres shortened by about 3%, which is what you'd expect. But the other group, the one that made real lifestyle changes, their telomeres didn't just stop shrinking, they actually grew by 10%. They literally reversed aging at a cellular level. So, what kind of changes did they make? It came down to food. Not just any food, but foods packed with specific nutrients. You've got omega-3s from things like salmon and walnuts, which cool down the inflammation that frays your telomeres. You have antioxidants from berries that act like a shield against cellular damage. Think of these foods as the repair crew for your DNA. Okay, so we've put armor around our DNA blueprint. That's a huge step. But what about all the old, rusty machinery that's already inside our cells? That brings us to pillar number 2, and the Nobel Prize-winning work of Dr. Yoshinori Osumi. This is all about cellular spring cleaning.
The process he discovered is called autophagy. It literally means self-eating. I know, it sounds a little weird, but it's one of the most brilliant systems your body has. It's an internal recycling program. When you flip the switch on autophagy, your cells start to hunt down their own damaged, junky parts, break them down, and recycle them into new energy and fresh building blocks. It's absolutely essential. So how do we flip that switch? Well, the key is this number right here, 16. Dr. Osumi's research showed that this whole cleanup process gets triggered when your body is deprived of nutrients for a little while. When you go about 14 to 16 hours without food, your body says, okay, no easy fuel coming in, time to start recycling, and it kicks autophagy into high gear.
And activating this is way simpler than you might think. It's really just about timing. The easiest method is time-restricted eating. Basically, you eat all your meals in an 8 to 10 hour window each day. This means you have to stop that constant snacking, which gives your body that crucial, uninterrupted time it needs to start cleaning house. And yes, you can still have water, black coffee, or green tea. They won't mess things up.
And hey, when it is time to eat, you can give the system an extra little nudge. Green tea has a powerful compound called EGCG, and veggies like broccoli have something called sulforaphane. Both are known to give that autophagy process an extra boost.
All right, we've protected the DNA blueprint, and we've cleaned out all the old cellular junk. What's left? It's time to rebuild. This brings us to our third and final pillar, which is all about the work of Dr. Venki Ramakrishnan. His Nobel Prize was for mapping the tiny factories that build everything in your body.
He gave us the blueprint for ribosomes. Think of these as microscopic 3D printers inside every single cell you have.
Their job is to take the instructions from your DNA and build all the vital proteins that make up your muscles, your immune system, pretty much everything that keeps you alive and kicking. Healthy ribosomes mean a strong, well-built body.
So to keep these factories running at peak performance, they need two things: the right raw materials and proper maintenance. That means high-quality protein, magnesium, and B vitamins. But it's not just about food. Getting enough sleep is non-negotiable for repair, and doing some resistance training actually signals your body to make those protein factories more efficient.
Okay, we have our 3 pillars, each one backed by a Nobel Prize. We've got DNA protection, cellular cleanup, and protein factory fuel. So let's bring it all home. How do we turn this incredible science into a simple plan you can actually follow every day?
Here's a quick look at what a day might look like. You break your 16-hour fast around noon with a powerhouse meal. Protein from eggs, antioxidants from blueberries and spinach, and green tea to support that cleanup process. Then a big salad for lunch, packed with folate and magnesium from the seeds and greens. You finish your eating by 8 p.m. with salmon for those omega-3s and broccoli for the sulforaphane. See how it all fits together?
And please remember, it is a whole system. Food is the fuel, but these habits make the engine run. That eating window turns on the cleanup crew. Daily activity makes everything work better. Sleep is when the real repair happens, and you cannot ignore stress and connection. Studies directly link lower stress and strong social ties to longer, healthier telomeres.
So, we've gone through 3 Nobel Prizes worth of science. After all of that, what's the one single thing you should take away from this? What's the big idea?
It's this: your body is not fragile. It has these amazing, powerful, built-in systems to heal itself and slow down aging. So this isn't about looking for some magic pill. It's about realizing that every single meal, every choice you make is an opportunity. It's a signal you're sending to your cells, telling them, repair yourself, protect yourself, stay strong. And you know, this kind of knowledge is too important to keep to yourself. If this breakdown gave you some clarity, think of one person, a friend, a parent, someone you love, who could use this information and just share it with them.
The science is solid and the plan is simple. So really the only question left is the one on your screen. Are you ready to start giving your body what it needs to thrive for decades to come? If so, type yes in the comments below. The power is in your hands.